Introduction: Commanding respect with quiet strength. Have you ever found yourself on the receiving end of a sarcastic comment or a joke at your expense, especially in front of others? It stings, doesn't it? That sudden feeling of being belittled, even humiliated, can cut deeper than we expect. But here's a powerful thought. What if you could turn those painful moments into opportunities for personal growth? What if, instead of letting these experiences drag you down, you use them to rise stronger, build your confidence, and earn the genuine respect you deserve? The truth is, moments like these happen more often than we realize, and you're certainly not alone in facing them. Whether it's at work, among friends, or even within your own family, there's always someone trying to elevate themselves by putting others down. It can feel frustrating, even isolating. But here's the surprising part. Even when it feels like you're losing control, you have more power than you think. Imagine, just for a moment, that these uncomfortable situations weren't obstacles to your peace, but opportunities to showcase your inner strength. Imagine using them as stepping stones to build self-respect and to inspire those around you. It may seem far-fetched, but it's not only possible, it's a skill you can learn, and that's where the wisdom of Stoic philosophy comes in. Stoicism teaches us to stay calm under pressure, to carry ourselves with dignity, and to transform every challenge into a chance for growth. In this video, we'll explore how to handle these difficult situations with grace, confidence, and resilience. We'll break down practical strategies, from making strong first impressions to staying composed during interruptions, from embracing humility to reframing shame, and even practicing indifference to the opinions of others. These tools aren't just about surviving tough moments, they're about thriving in them. Let's pause for a second and consider, why do these uncomfortable moments happen in the first place? At first, it might seem personal, like someone has something against you. But more often than not, the root cause is far less about you and more about their need to feel superior. Some people try to make themselves look better by making others feel small. They think that by pointing out your flaws or making you feel uncomfortable, they will shine brighter in comparison. Sadly, this kind of behavior is everywhere. In the workplace, in social settings, and even within families. But here's the good news. Stoic philosophy offers a powerful shift in perspective. Respect isn't something you demand or fight for. It's something you cultivate from within. As the great Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Understanding this gives you the strength to rise above any challenge, knowing that the true power lies in how you respond. Staying calm, keeping your confidence intact, and standing firm in discomfort are your most powerful tools. And the best part? These tools are yours to keep. No one can take them away from you. When you stay true to your values, set boundaries, and refuse to be shaken by dismissive remarks or cheap shots, you build a foundation of respect that endures. But let's go beyond just handling the tough moments as they come. What if you could create an environment where respect is naturally given to you? How do you do that? By setting a clear standard through your actions. When you consistently demonstrate that you know your worth and will not be swayed by petty behavior, you send a message that speaks louder than words. You don't need loud comebacks or aggressive responses to assert yourself. Quiet, steady confidence says it all. So, are you ready to embark on this journey? Together, we'll discover simple yet powerful Stoic tools to help you stand your ground, protect your self-worth, and build lasting respect. By the end of this video, you'll see how even the toughest moments can be transformed into stepping stones toward a more confident, resilient you. Let's begin. The power of first impressions, more than just a greeting. We all know the importance of first impressions, yet we often overlook just how deeply they shape how others perceive us. It's not just about what we say, but how we present ourselves that leaves a lasting impact. Think about it. Imagine you're at a networking event, and someone walks in, scanning the crowd. They make their way toward you, extend their hand for a greeting, but instead of standing up, you remain seated. You give their hand a quick glance before shaking it. What happens next? Without meaning to, you've already communicated something powerful, a lack of confidence. And without even realizing it, you've signaled that this interaction might not be important to you. Small actions like these carry more weight than we think. The Stoics understood this deeply. They believed that even the simplest gestures, like standing up to greet someone, maintaining eye contact, or offering a firm handshake, weren't just about manners. These actions were vital expressions of self-respect, confidence, and awareness. When you rise to meet someone, it's not just a courteous act. It's a statement that you recognize the value of the other person, that you're prepared for the interaction, and that you see them as your equal. It reflects a mindset of mutual respect. Let me share a story that brings this idea to life. I once attended a professional seminar focused on networking. At first, everything seemed typical, people mingling, exchanging pleasantries, and giving basic introductions. But soon, one individual stood out. It wasn't because he was loud or charismatic. In fact, he didn't try to draw attention to himself at all. It was his subtle yet consistent actions that made him memorable. Whether he was meeting with a senior executive or simply thanking a waiter, he did something most overlooked. He always stood up to greet the person, made deliberate eye contact, and gave them his full, undivided attention. This wasn't just politeness, it was respect. It was the quiet confidence of someone who valued others and himself. As a result, people naturally gravitated toward him. They respected him, not because of what he said, but because of how he carried himself. His presence alone communicated his worth. Contrast this with another attendee at the seminar. He was equally capable, just as intelligent. But something was off. Every time someone approached him, he stayed seated, often distracted by his phone. He didn't intend to seem uninterested, but this small habit created an invisible barrier. People began to take him less seriously, and by the end of the day, he was approached less and less. This brings us to a vital truth. Standing up isn't just about being polite, it's a declaration. It's a way of showing you value the other person while also asserting your own self-worth. The Stoics knew that we can't control how others behave, but we can control how we respond, how we present ourselves, and how we communicate our inner values through simple actions. So, how can you apply this to your life? Start with the everyday encounters. When you meet someone at the office, in a cafe, or even during a virtual meeting, be fully present. Stand up to greet them, look them in the eye, and let your body language exude confidence. These gestures do more than earn respect. They showcase your inherent value and reflect the core Stoic principles of self-awareness and strength. Remember, first impressions aren't about trying to impress others. They're about showing quiet confidence and deep respect for those you meet. As the Stoics teach us, live with intention. Focus on the small things, and let your actions speak louder than words. So, the next time you meet someone, stand tall, make eye contact, and let your confidence set the tone for the interaction. Next, let's dive into how to handle those tricky situations with grace and resilience. Handling interruptions with grace. Mastering self-control. Picture this. You're deep in conversation, making an important point, when suddenly someone interrupts you. It's jarring, right? You lose your train of thought, and frustration begins to rise. In that moment, it's hard to stay composed. But here's something that might surprise you. How you handle this interruption could say more about your character than anything else in that conversation. Naturally, our instinct is to react, maybe with annoyance or even a sharp retort. But here's the catch. Reacting impulsively only escalates the situation. Before you know it, the entire interaction spirals into discomfort. But what if there was a better, more powerful way to handle this? This is where Stoic philosophy can offer timeless wisdom. The Stoics believe that true strength doesn't come from controlling others, but from mastering yourself. So instead of giving in to frustration when interrupted, take a breath. Pause. Look the person who interrupted you in the eyes with a calm and steady gaze. Hold the silence for a moment. That brief pause can speak volumes without saying a single word. It's your moment to show composure, self-awareness, and confidence in the face of discomfort. I'll share a personal experience to illustrate this. At a family dinner, I was telling a lighthearted story, enjoying the flow of conversation when, out of nowhere, a relative eagerly interrupted me mid-sentence. The irritation hit me immediately, but I paused. Instead of snapping back, I took a deep breath, looked at them calmly, and waited. The silence grew, and in a few seconds, they realized their mistake and fell silent. No words were needed. That moment of calm had more impact than anything I could have said. It wasn't confrontational. It was composed and self-assured. It communicated respect for myself and the other person without a single harsh word. Here's the key takeaway. Interruptions are inevitable. How you Respond defines your presence in the room. Instead of reacting emotionally, let your silence and poise do the talking. A simple pause, a steady gaze, and calm body language can transform an awkward moment into a display of quiet authority. The next time someone cuts you off, remember, your strength isn't in dominating the conversation, it's in controlling your response. By choosing composure over conflict, you'll earn respect without ever needing to raise your voice. The role of humility in building respect. A quiet strength. Humility is more than just a virtue. It's a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. It's the quality that balances out pride and ego, keeping us grounded, open to personal growth, and immune to the constant need for external validation. In life, we're bound to face moments of criticism, ridicule, or even public humiliation. Our natural instinct might be to fight back, defend ourselves, or lash out. But what if there was a more powerful response? A response rooted in humility? The Stoics understood that humility is the key to navigating life's challenges with grace. It allows us to rise above negativity, to handle criticism not with defensiveness, but with resilience. It helps us focus on what really matters, our actions and character, rather than seeking validation from others. Humility doesn't mean diminishing your worth. It means acknowledging your imperfections with quiet strength. It's a powerful shield that protects your inner peace, letting you remain calm and unshaken even when faced with unfair treatment or harsh words. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Choosing humility in the face of criticism isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It shows that your character is built on something deeper than ego. By embracing humility, you rise above negativity. You don't just avoid the conflict, you transcend it. So how can you embrace humility in your life? Start by accepting that no one is perfect, not even you. Learn to accept feedback gracefully. Seek growth from every situation, and let go of the constant need for validation. Humility isn't about being passive, it's about being intentional. When you embrace this mindset, you'll notice a profound change not only in how you handle criticism, but in how others perceive your strength. Remember, humility isn't a weakness, it's a shield that protects your peace, keeping you focused on what truly matters, living with integrity and staying true to your values, no matter what life throws your way. Reframing shame into growth, turning pain into power. We've all experienced shame. It's uncomfortable, even painful, and our instinct is usually to avoid it at all costs. But the Stoics offered a different perspective on shame, a perspective that might surprise you. They didn't see all shame as something to run from. In fact, they made a distinction between two types of shame: healthy shame and unhealthy shame. Healthy shame, according to the Stoics, is like a moral compass. It points us away from actions that go against our values, keeping us grounded in integrity. On the other hand, unhealthy shame arises from excessive concern for others' opinions. It weighs us down and stifles our personal growth. But here's the key: how we handle shame can either trap us or free us. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're publicly criticized or humiliated. Your first instinct might be to feel deeply ashamed, to dwell on what others think. But here's the powerful shift. What if that moment of shame was actually an opportunity? What if, instead of letting it define you, you used it as a chance to grow? Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to reaffirm my values? As Epictetus wisely said, "It is not he who gives abuse or blows who affronts, but the view we take of these things as insulting." When we change the way we perceive shame and criticism, we strip them of their power. Instead of reacting emotionally, we maintain our composure and stay true to our values. Here's the profound insight. Every moment you dwell on external judgments, you lose a piece of your inner peace. But the moment you choose to focus on your principles and intentions, you reclaim that peace. This is the essence of reframing shame, seeing it not as a burden, but as a signal, an invitation to realign with your values. The next time you feel the sting of shame, pause. Remember, it's not about what others think, it's about what you choose to do next. Let shame be your teacher, not your tormentor. By changing your perspective, you can rise above criticism and embody the calm, resilient strength of a true Stoic. Practicing indifference to external opinions. Embracing inner peace. One of the most empowering lessons from Stoicism is recognizing that some things are simply beyond our control. This insight is powerful because it allows us to focus our energy on what truly matters, our own actions and reactions, while letting go of everything outside our grasp. At its core, Stoicism teaches us to divide life into two categories: what is within our control and what is not, and public opinion, external events, and other people's actions. Those are firmly in the out of our control column. Imagine this scenario. You're publicly criticized, or an unexpected event completely derails your plans. It's easy to feel angered, frustrated, or even humiliated. The natural instinct might be to defend yourself, obsess over what others think, or get lost in the emotions of the moment. But here's the crucial question. Does any of that really help? Does it bring you peace or a sense of control? According to Stoicism, the answer is no. While we can't change external circumstances, we can choose how to respond to them. Practicing indifference to the things we can't control allows us to preserve something much more valuable: our inner peace. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "You always have the option of having no opinion." In other words, we have the power to choose whether we let external events disturb us. We have the freedom to remain calm, regardless of what others say or do. Let me share an experience that highlights this principle. I once found myself at the center of harsh, unwarranted criticism during a team meeting. At first, it felt deeply personal and even humiliating. But after the initial sting, I remembered this Stoic teaching. I asked myself, can I control what others are saying about me? The answer was clear. No, their words didn't define me. How I responded, my actions, attitude, and commitment to doing my best was what truly mattered. This is the power of indifference to external events. Every moment you resist reacting emotionally, refuse to let public opinion or negativity affect you. You strengthen your inner tranquility. You take back your power. So, how can you apply this in your life? Start by asking yourself a simple question whenever you face a challenging situation. Is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. Focus instead on your values, your actions, and your intentions. Over time, you'll begin to notice how much lighter and more resilient you feel. Remember, indifference doesn't mean apathy. It's not about ignoring the world around you, but about refusing to let things beyond your control dictate your emotions or disrupt your peace. By practicing this mindset, you embody the true strength and wisdom of Stoicism, staying calm and focused no matter what life throws your way. Conclusion: mastering yourself through Stoicism. When we bring everything together, it becomes clear that by embracing humility, reframing our perspective on shame, and practicing indifference to external events, we equip ourselves with the tools to face life's challenges with resilience and grace. These principles of Stoic philosophy aren't just abstract ideas. They are practical, life-changing tools that we can apply in every moment. With each passing day, as we internalize these practices, we empower ourselves to stay true to our values, no matter what life throws at us. Even when external circumstances challenge us, our ability to maintain composure and focus on what truly matters sets us apart. So, the next time you encounter criticism, discomfort, or anything that threatens your peace, remember this: your strength doesn't lie in controlling others or external events. It lies in mastering yourself. In that moment, you have the power to rise above negativity and reaffirm your virtuous path. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's build a community together rooted in Stoic principles and personal growth. See you in the next video. Composure. So, take a deep breath, stand tall, and remember, true strength comes not from controlling others, but from mastering yourself.